Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Everything About Coding. From this video onwards, what we are going to do is we are going to develop a completely AI based web application using Python. Okay, now for that we need to understand few things. We need to understand the framework that we are going to use. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a small presentation that what exactly we are going to do from this video onwards. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's go and see the presentation. So here we are inside the presentation, and as you can see that we are going to start with Django. Now what exactly is Django? Django is basically a Python framework. Now for web development we need to use this framework, and obviously we are going to develop a AI based web application, but for such a project we have to use a framework. This is a Python framework. Now what exactly is Django? Django is basically a high level Python web framework. So any kind of web application you want to develop, we can use this framework. Okay, it is designed for rapid development and clean design. Okay, why it says rapid development is because everything is included. As the third point says, the batteries are included. Everything is included inside the Django. So many things are already done. Okay, so we do not have to develop everything from a scratch, like the login form, uh, any other form that we want to do, or we want to create the tables. Everything almost all gets done through Django. So a lot of things are pre-made. The templates are already present. We just have to use them, modify and use them. Okay, so this is why we need to use Django to just speed up the entire process of web development, and it also helps to keep our entire design extremely clean. That is a clean design. As we are going to go through the tutorial, you will come to know why I'm saying this, because it really helps to keep the entire project quite organized. Okay, so why we use a Django? Because it has the built-in admin panel. That is a login uh, dashboard that we can have, where we can enter and then we can do the basic database operations. We can also give rights to another users to do the same thing. Okay, so we have a ready-made admin panel. Obviously we will design our own logins, but we have this ready-made panel by Django. And the most important is the ORM. Now ORM is like object relational mapping, so we do not really have to go to MySQL or any other relational database management system, and we don't have to create tables. Okay, everything will be done through Django, and this ORM helps us to do that. Okay, what we will do, we'll just design the classes. That is just a blueprint, and the classes then gets converted into tables, and that we will do it through Django itself. Okay, so the tables will be automatically created by Django in the database that we are connected to. Okay, and it handles the authentication, routing, templates, forms, everything is there. And obviously many other projects like the Instagram and Pinterest are basically designed, developed in Django. So this is a basic idea that I've given you. And now how to set up the environment. I'm going to show everything practically using the PyCharm IDE. We will be setting up the entire environment, but let us just go through the point. Install Python, which obviously we need that, and then we need to install the Django, which is a framework. So we have to install using the pip command, pip install Django, and the Django will be installed, right? We will be creating a virtual environment, and then we are going to do all this. And then for creating the project, just use this command, and then we can run the server. Everything I will show you practically as we will go into PyCharm. Okay, so this diagram is okay. You need to just fix this diagram in your brain. Okay, if you really want to understand Django very quickly. So this is a Django project. Okay, and this project will have multiple apps. Like we have app 1, app 2, app 3, and app 4. There are 4 apps. We can have as many apps that we want. Everything is in form of a app. So this helps us to keep our design clean, and then we can also scale the project as much as we want. So app one maybe will solve a particular problem. For example, what we are going to do is we are going to design the first app that we are going to design will be a blog creator. So we are going to that will be AI based. So user will just give certain input and the blog will be created automatically, and even that blog will be uploaded to the WordPress website. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to do with the first app, but then we can have multiple apps. Maybe I have a blog creator on my application. Now the second app maybe I can have is creating the social post, like the Facebook post, the Twitter, I mean the X, and the the Instagram post, everything. We can have a second app which will automatically create this post, right? So that can be my second app. We can also have a third app, like maybe creating a ebook. So you just give certain input and it will create a nice comprehensive ebook, right? That can be my third app and the fourth app as well. As you keep on getting the ideas, we can keep on including them. So Django project basically consists of apps. Now these apps are nothing but modules. So we are going to create different modules. The module one is going to do something and module two will do something other work. Okay, now what is the advantage of this is maybe on app one, on module one, maybe there are two people working on that particular app, and then there are other two people who are only working on the app two. So we can have different teams working on different apps. That is how the basically Django projects is, and it promotes like the modular approach. Understand this, okay? And this is the biggest advantage. And obviously, all these apps will be sharing that one database. All the tables will be created in the database, that is the RDBMS software, whichever database we are connected to. So, as I said, every app is a kind of a module. The second most biggest advantage is once I have this project, like project Django project one, and there are 4 apps into this. Okay, now in future maybe I will be developing some other software. Okay, some other project. I'm working on some another project which is totally different. But maybe there is a requirement for me that I need this app too. Okay, by some reason I need this particular app in my new project. So what I can do, I can simply copy this app, the folder, it's a module. Just copy this module and paste it in your new project. Do certain level of setting is to be done. It's very it will take just few minutes and that app is ready to go. It is that good. So this is why we have to use this framework, because it keeps your entire code, the design, extremely clean and extremely scalable. Understand this, okay? So this diagram, okay, you need to keep it in your mind, okay? And then what we have is the project structure. So this is how the project structure is going to look like. Now this looks very complicated, but it's not. It's just a project structure. So this will be the root directory of our project, and then we will be creating our project, okay? And that project will have some settings file, like the init file, which is basically is required to make this project folder a module. Okay, understand that. And then there is a settings file, that is URLs, that is uniform resource locator. All the websites, we have it in form of URL, and WSGI, that is a web server gateway interface. We are not going to do anything with this file, but what we are concerned with is the URLs file and the settings file. We are going to work with this file, okay, because there are certain things that we need to set. Okay, now this project, as I said, that the Django, if I just go back, this is the project that is this one, okay, the project. Okay, and now inside this project we'll be having this app. So as you can see, I just went, okay, as you can see that this app one, I have just created one app in this particular, if you talk about this structure, so there is one app, right? So I can have multiple apps. So this app has been created, and this particular app will have the files like the views, models, etc. Okay, and obviously when we create the the project, that will be a virtual environment. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create the first app, that is AI blog creator. Now what this app is going to do, it will take some option one. There are two options. Option one is the user will give certain input, that is the topic, a brief idea what the blog is supposed to do, and then the Django will send the input to the OpenAI API. In my previous video, I have shown you how to use that OpenAI. If you're not seen that, please go back, watch that video. And from this particular video is where we are actually developing a full-fledged software. Okay, then the OpenAI returns a blog post based on that topic, and the blog is displayed, and the user can save that blog or can actually upload to the WordPress website automatically. Just what one click, and the entire blog will be uploaded. It will be published on the WordPress website. Okay, that is really cool. And then the second option is user can simply give a URL of some other website. So I am reading some article and I want to create a blog of that article. So you can just provide a URL of that particular web page, and then what is going to happen is at the back end we are going to fetch the data of that particular page using the request, or these are basically the modules. Okay, so we're going to just fetch the data from that page and extract the contents, and then we are going to tell the OpenAI to create a blog of out of that content. Okay, so we will have a fresh generated new blog with us, and we can upload that onto the WordPress website. Okay, so this is what we are going to do now. Without wasting any further time, let's start with the PyCharm, and I'm going to tell you the step-by-step process how to start your web application. Okay, so let's begin. So here we are inside the PyCharm, and as you can see that I have created a virtual environment, that is the Python project. Okay, over here. So what you can do is you can just simply click on file, click on new project, and then you can give a name, and with that name the PyCharm will create a virtual environment. As you can see over here, that's the terminal in front of you, and over here you can see that's the virtual environment, and name of the folder is Python project. Basically that's the virtual environment. Okay, now the first thing that we need to do is we need to install the package, and that is the Django package. So how to install that package is we are going to use the pip command. So I'm going to go to the terminal, which I am already. Okay, the shortcut key to go to the terminal is Alt plus F12 in case if you want, and over here you need to click, or you can use the shortcut key. Now I'm going to use the pip command, pip install and name, that is Django, and this is going to install the latest version of the Django. So let me just press enter, and now this will take a bit of time, so I will just pause it for a while. So here it is, we have installed Django successfully, and now what we need to do is if you go to that virtual folder, the environment, over here we have basically installed Django, and then we need to create the project, right? So for that we need to use the command, that is pip, sorry, not pip, we need to use after the installation, that is Django hyphen admin, then start project. Okay, that start project is one word, remember that, and then name of the project. Now I'm going to give the name of the project, that is AI apps, because we are going to create many AI apps. The first app will be the blogger, right? So automatically a blog will be created by the AI and it will be uploaded to the WordPress website. Everything will be automated. So we are going to create the project name, that is AI apps, and then after the blog maybe we can also create an app for creating the ebook or creating the social post, right? So let me just go ahead and give the name, that is AI apps. And now if you look at the folder over here, okay, if I just refresh this a bit, and now you can see that AI apps folder has been created. Now if you just open this, basically what it does is, okay, inside this AI app, this is the project, and then it creates one more project with the same name. Now, if you do not want this, many of you, what they do is, they simply, while creating the project, what you can do, just give a space and a dot. So it will not create that extra outside folder. It will just create one folder and the manage.py. But I myself like to keep it this way because it keeps everything quite organized. Okay, so you can see that this is the AI apps, and inside that again we have this AI apps, and inside that we have all the important files to make the web server and the client work together. So we have this ASGI, that is asynchronous server gateway interface, and then we have this WSGI, that is web server gateway interface. We basically use this, and we are not going to do anything with these files. Only two files that we need to access and we need to make some changes is, that is the settings.py. Here it is, the settings.py in front of you. As we keep on creating apps, we will be adding those apps over here. You can see installed apps. As you can see in front of you, these are the by default apps which is already installed. But once we create our app, then we need to register that. Okay, then we have the urls.py, where we basically give all the paths. We specify the URL over here to access the web pages, to access a particular location. Okay, so these are the two files that we are concerned with. Now, please understand the structure of this. This is only the project, which is a module. How it is a module? This is the init.py. Any folder that has a init.py file basically makes that folder a module, and then I can access the files basically. Okay. So this is the project now, and these are the settings files, you can say. Now we need to go ahead and create the first app. So the first app, again, I will go to the terminal and I will say, now please understand, once we create that project, can you see that inside this main folder, okay, this is the main folder, and inside that we have AI apps, which has all these files, and then it also creates one file that is manage.py. Now this is this manage.py is now what we are going to use for every other operations that we need to perform. We need to we need to do migrations. We will be using it. We need to create a new app. We are going to use this. Okay, how to use this? I'm going to simply say, now what happens over here before I use this. Okay, what is happening over here is it has two folders, right? That is AI apps, and then again we have this AI apps, right? So first I need to go inside this AI apps. So I will simply say cd, that is change directory, AI apps. Okay, once I come inside that, now I can give the command, that is python manage.py. So we are accessing this file, that is manage.py, and then I'm going to say start app. Okay, start app. The entire command is there in front of the screen, and then start app and then name of the app. So I'm going to say my app name will be AI blog, because we are going to create this app which will create the blogs using the AI. And then press enter, and now it is going to create the app. And here we go. As you can see, that's the main folder, and now we have this, that is the project folder, AI apps. Okay, do not get confused, that's the project folder, and this is the app folder, that is AI blog. And now if we look at the files, init file will be there because this is also a module. Then we have admin.py. Okay, we will come back to this. Then we have apps.py. Now this apps.py is simply a file, and it has the configuration of the app and nothing else. So don't get confused. As I've said, these are nothing but modules. Okay, we do call them as an app, but these are basically modules, and this apps.py is the configuration of that module. Understand it? Okay, but the important file that we need to deal with is, that is the models.py and views.py. Okay, so we are going to write all our code in views.py, or we can also create a folder. We will just remove this. We can make the changes if we want, and then we can have a folder. Inside that folder we can keep all our, that is the code. Okay, and models.py, basically where we are going to create the models, that is we are going to define the classes. Okay, Now, this is the first app that I have created. As I said, we can create multiple apps, right? So if I go to the terminal, if I type something like Python manage.py, and I will say start another app. So start app, and I will say AI, you know, that is AI post. So this is going to be like it is going to create the social post for us, the Facebook post, the X post, right? All the social media post it is going to automatically create for us. So I will just give the name, that is AI post. Now if I press enter, now it is going to, if I just close this and open it again, you can see over here, right? This is the main folder, that is the project folder. This is the app folder, AI block, and now we have a second folder, AI post. Now if you look at AI block files and the AI post files, this is very important to understand. These are the same files, right? So what is going to happen is one of the team can work with the AI blog, another team can work with the another app, that is AI post. Whatever we do inside this, it never gets, like, it is nothing to do. They are two separate domains. Okay, they are two separate domains. So if any kind of bug also arises, so it is going to be in one particular domain. So we just need to check for that particular domain. And this is the power of Django. So I just wanted to show you. Now this I created the second app. So we can keep on adding apps. Okay, first thing. The second thing that I told you, that once, now this is offline, right? We are creating the app offline. But what is going to happen once we are happy, everything is working, we develop the entire app, we can very easily just copy this particular folder, paste it online where I have installed Django, and I can make this app as an online app. Okay, in fact, we are going to build a completely professional app which you can actually sell the subscriptions of this app. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to tell you in this particular video. Now that we have installed Django, we have created the project, we have created the apps. In the next video, we are going to start coding, we are going to create models and everything. So it's going to be wonderful journey. And if you really want to be a part of the journey, so please, you can subscribe to my channel. So every time I'm going to upload the next video, you will get the notification. So please switch on the notifications as well. Thank you so much, and let us meet in the next video.